She heard kids screaming, so I went out and cut out everybody out of the car and got them out of the car.
Right now on News 4 at 11, a first responder off the job wastes no time after witnessing a rollover crash right in front of his home. Hear how he stepped in to help and how the crash victims are doing.
And after some thunderstorms early this evening, we're quieting things down tonight. We've got some spectacular weather shaping up tomorrow and even into early next week. We'll have that in your 4-1 forecast.
3 people are dead in connection with a white nationalist rally. I'm Wendy Gillette in Charlottesville, Virginia, with the details of what happened coming up.
Live in high definition. This is Western New York's news leader. Now, News 4 at 11.
We heard a thud, and my wife saw the car flip over into the ditch.
We begin at 11 with a heroic story out of Niagara County. A Wilson man jumped into action and rescued children from a rollover crash. It happened this afternoon on Cambria-Wilson Road in the town of Wilson. Good evening, everyone. He's a volunteer firefighter, but wasn't working at the time. But he still reacted in a matter of seconds. News 4's Angela Christoforos joins us live in studio to explain what happened. Angela?
Well, Callan, a car was traveling southbound on Cambria-Wilson Road when it veered off and struck a culvert right in front of Ralph Tagg's home. The car then flipped over and landed into a ditch. Tagg quickly responded and helped pull the kids who were inside to safety.
My wife saw the car flip over into the ditch and then told me to go out because she heard kids screaming.
Ralph Tagg jumped into action in a matter of seconds when he heard screams outside his home.
We cut them out with a knife, cut the seatbelts out so we could get them all out because they were all belted in. And the little one was in the back seat with the car seat, so we had to cut her out and bring her up on the road there so she could be worked on.
According to the Niagara County Sheriff's Office, 1 woman and 4 children were in the vehicle.
There was one in the car seat, so she had to be 2 or 3. And I think they said there was a 13-year-old and on down. I saw all the kids bleeding and stuff, so we got them out and got them up here to where they can be worked on.
The Sheriff's Office tells us this car was traveling southbound on Cambria-Wilson Road in the town of Wilson when it veered off the road and struck a culvert. The car overturned multiple times before landing on its roof in a ditch.
The kids were cut up and nicked up. I don't even know how bad they were hurt, because I just got them out of the vehicle so they could work on them.
All 5 occupants were rushed to the hospital. The woman and 2 of the 4 kids have non-life-threatening injuries. We are waiting for an update on the other 2 kids.
At least they're all safe and stuff. That's all that matters.
Niagara County Sheriff James Vautour says everyone in the car was either wearing a seatbelt or in a car seat, and that's why they're alive tonight. The investigation is ongoing. We'll report any new information as soon as it becomes available to us. But for now, reporting live, Angela Christoforos, News 4 at 11.
We have an update now to a story you first saw last night on News 4 at 10 and 11. Buffalo police say a 35-year-old man is now in fair condition at ECMC after he was shot. The shooting happened around 4:30 on the 200 block of Timon Street yesterday afternoon. Police tell us the man was shot twice. Police have not said if any arrests have been made.
This day will not define us. We will define this day by the story that we continue to tell tomorrow and the tomorrow after that, the week after that, and the year after that.
The mayor of Charlottesville, Virginia, says he is heartbroken after a white supremacist rally turned deadly. Tonight, 20-year-old Alex James Jr. from Ohio is in custody, charged with attempted murder after police say he drove his car into a crowd of protesters, killing a woman. Then, while monitoring the chaos from above, a Virginia State Police helicopter crashed, killing the lieutenant and trooper on board. Wendy Gillette is following the latest developments tonight, and we want to warn you, some of this video is graphic.
This video shows the moment a car mowed down demonstrators peacefully marching against a white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia.
People let the car in because they thought it was a cop car.
John Ziegler captured the chaos.
There was no doubt in anybody's mind who was there or who watches these videos that it was a planned terrorist attack.
Authorities say a 32-year-old woman was hit and killed. The driver, identified by police as 20-year-old James Alex Field Jr. of Ohio, was taken into custody.
We are currently treating this as a criminal homicide investigation.
Hours after the crash, police were still here on the scene investigating. City residents say they wish the rally was never planned in Charlottesville.
It's a peaceful city. We're a great place to be. We're a tourist destination, and this is not right.
It was far from peaceful for most of the day, as those gathered to protest the city's decision to remove a Confederate statue from a public park clashed with counter-protesters.
This event has been declared an unlawful assembly.
Virginia's governor later declared a state of emergency in the city.
To all the white supremacists and the Nazis who came into Charlottesville today, our message is plain and simple. Go home.
President Trump called for peace.
We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides.
In a separate incident, authorities say a state police helicopter assisting public safety efforts crashed in a wooded area outside the city, killing 2 officers on board. Wendy Gillette for CBS News, Charlottesville, Virginia.
Again, right now, police have James Alex Fields Jr. in custody. Virginia State Police did arrest 3 other people related to the rally for disorderly conduct, assault, and weapons charges. Meanwhile, the FBI has opened a civil rights investigation into the circumstances surrounding the crash. Meanwhile, Governor Andrew Cuomo released this statement about the violence, saying, in part, quote, "I stand united with the many voices who call this out for what it is. Hate, ignorance, and bigotry, and I join all who loudly speak out in truth and condemnation." Here in Western New York, this week marks 1 year since the massive fire at the HTI tire recycling plant on Stevens Street in Lockport. The fire burned for days, destroying the plant and killing a 14-year-old boy. 1 year later, neighbors near the property are trying to turn the tragedy into something positive. Through Lock City Deck Fest, they hope to let teenagers know first responders are there to help. Organizers say they are spreading the hashtag #StopThinkCall to teach teens their first call should be to 911 in the case of an emergency, instead of turning to social media.
Instead of being worried about being in trouble, do the right thing and know to call, and we'll walk them through the rest of it. As a community, we'll walk them through the rest of it.
Proceeds from today's fundraiser will go towards establishing a first responder and youth outreach program. Turning now to your forewarned forecast, storms rolled through parts of Western New York today. Jacob sent us this picture of dark clouds. He took it from a drone in Lancaster facing Williamsville. But after the downpours, there were some amazing rainbows. Michelle took this picture of a double rainbow today in Depew. I know that there were a lot of pictures of rainbows circulating on social media, Andrew. It's always nice to see that after just the torrential downpours we saw.
It really was a good 25 minutes of heavy rain, at least here in North Buffalo. Some areas not quite as long, but the rain was pretty heavy while it was here. Some heavy thunderstorms earlier on. Here's another photo from one of our viewers of that double rainbow for you. This one actually up in Gasport. Amy sending this photo in. Absolutely spectacular, very vibrant rainbows. And it goes to tell you, we did have some sunshine after the storms rolled through. Well, we're not completely done with the wet weather. Here in Buffalo we are, but south of the city we still have some showers moving through southern Erie County, south of the Boston Hills, and some rain along the 219 heading towards Salamanca in Cattaraugus County, and a few showers still in Wyoming County as well. These will continue to taper off in the next couple of hours and will start to dry things out. Could see some persistent low clouds and maybe even a little bit of fog in the southern tier by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, but ultimately sunshine wins out. We're looking at a spectacular Sunday ahead as high pressure begins to build in. That'll take control of our weather. Temperatures outside right now for your Saturday night, mid-upper 60s around the metro and the Niagara frontier. Lower 60s in the southern tier. We're falling into the upper 50s in some of those valleys. Thankfully, not much of a breeze, though. What we do have is out of the northwest, bringing in some cooler air, but much calmer than what we saw earlier this afternoon. So storms tapering, mostly cloudy, and that breeze calms. There'll be a pretty tranquil rest of the night after those showers taper off completely. Coming up in your full forewarned forecast, we'll talk about big improvements for your Sunday and a summer-like week ahead, packed with plenty of sunshine. That full 7-day in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Andrew. Scary moments this morning for passengers on board a Delta flight diverted to the Buffalo Niagara International Airport. An NFTA spokesperson tells us Flight 4281 was coming from Detroit heading to Orange County, New York. It made an emergency stop in Buffalo after smoke was detected in the cockpit. David took these photos from inside the airport of the plane. We are told the plane landed safely with 45 people on board. 3 were crew members. Still to come here at 11, people from around the world head to North Tonawanda for a one-of-a-kind tournament. We'll take you to the Can Jam competition.